I am so excited. Guess what? I'm not even in Surfside right now. No, I'm sitting right outside of Sumter because today I traveled. Have you guys ever traveled? Ever gone on vacation? Ever had to go somewhere? Well, I did today after the Easter egg hunt. And I'm going to tell you a story because we're still talking about heroes. About 2 more heroes. And this is what's really cool. It's found in the book of Numbers. And that's in the Old Testament. So you have Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers. And it's in chapters 13 and 14. Now, Jesus, well, actually, God had given the land, the promised land. He told the Israelites he was going to give them the promised land in Canaan. And so they finally get there after wandering for 40 years. And so they're there. And God says to Moses, you need to send 12 spies in. That's going to be 12 people from the 12 tribes. Now, the names kind of crack me up a little bit. And you want to remember these because one is called Shamu. Sounds like a whale. The other one is called Shaphat. Don't make any jokes now. The other one is Caleb. We got Egal. Makes me think of Igor. I'm trying to help you remember these names. Oshia, Palti. Oh, don't Palti. Gadidel, Gadidi, Shether, a meal. I like a meal. Man, I had a really good meal. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. We weren't talking about tacos. Joshua. We're actually going to talk about Caleb and Joshua. They're the 2 heroes. So these 12 men went in to spy. And what he said was, I want them to look at the land. How good is it? I want them to look at the people. Are they strong or are they weak? I want you to look at their houses. I mean, do they have houses or do they have fortified places? Which means do they have a big, huge, like strongholds? So they get in. They went in and they spied. It's kind of like getting on your binoculars and open up your telescope and turning on your ears and looking around. And they looked and they looked. And this is what they found. After 40 days, they came back and they said, man, they got some big old grapes there. You know, the grapes that we get, down at the Piggly Wiggly or the Bilo? They're kind of small. They come in a bag. Well, in the land of Canaan, the cluster was so big, it took 2 men to carry it. 2 men. To carry it. Can you imagine how big those grapes were? And they brought pomegranates and figs. And they said the land was flowing with milk and honey. What did that look like? Doesn't matter. It sounds good. And they said that the people were so big and so strong it made them look like grasshoppers. Well, here was the thing, though. As awesome as that sounds, 10 of those spies were so afraid, they tried to make it sound bad, and they tried to scare the Israelites. Now, Caleb and Joshua were like, it's not that bad. It's awesome. And not only that, if God said that he's going to give it to us, then he's going to make a way. I mean, right? Isn't our God bigger than big old men and big clusters of grapes? Which actually really sounds good right now. But anyway, God is bigger. Well, here's the thing. To be a hero, you have to be able to look at something. Have you guys ever heard your parents say you're either a half full glass person or a half empty glass person? Which means when you look at stuff, you see the glass that it's half empty and you don't have much left. Or you're the type of person that says, it's half full. I still got enough water. Well, here's the thing. The spies were like, the glass is empty. But see, Joshua and Caleb were different. Their mind was, the cup is refillable. Has nothing to do with what's empty or what's not empty. God's going to keep filling it in. They decided to trust him. That's right. Sometimes we got to be willing to go and do things that others are afraid to do. Sometimes being a hero means when our parents tell us to do something or our teachers tell us to do something and we don't really understand why, trusting them. Same with God. With your life. You want to be a refillable glass? Those are our heroes. And you can be a Joshua and a Caleb today. I want you to think about how you could do that. They're amazing. And can you imagine what big gigantic grapes would be like? It makes me want to have grapes and tacos right now. Oh, I'm getting hungry. Okay, guys. The girls are going to let you know what your memory verse is, but I want to tell you something. We get to hear about the most amazing hero next week. But I want you to remember, be Joshua and Caleb this week. And I want to hear how you're going to do it. And I don't mean eating a bunch of grapes. All right. Peace out. Boo!